The UN Sustainable Development Goal 14 aims to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. So, how are we doing? Many marine species, habitats, and ecosystems have suffered catastrophic declines, and climate change further undermine ocean productivity and biodiversity. Did you know that a substantial fraction of the coastal ocean suffer from pollution, putrefaction, and oxygen depletion? Our oceans are stressed by warming, and many marine species are threatened with extinction. Let's look at the first of the key targets, which is to reduce marine pollution. Around 8 million metric tons of plastic enters our oceans each year. This is equivalent to 16 shopping bags full of plastic for each meter of coastline excluding Antarctica. So, we are not doing so good. In fact, the rate at which plastic finds its way into our ocean is increasing, and by 2025 it's predicted that we will be putting enough plastic in the ocean to cover 5% of Earth's entire surface, including wrap that's each year. So does it matter that there is so much plastic in the ocean? Globally, around one-third of all turtles are likely to have eaten plastic in some form. But loads of marine animals mistake plastic for food, such as seal, fish, and whales. At least 690 marine species have been documented to have encountered with plastic marine debris. Either they have eaten it or they have been entangled in it. Of course, these species, at least 17% are vulnerable, listed as either near threatened, endangered, or critically endangered. Seabirds such as albatross, gannets, and shearwaters and petrels are particularly vulnerable. Unfortunately, many of these seabirds are already at risk. So where is the plastic coming from? All over the world. The darker the color of this figure, the more mismanaged plastic that country has. So more likely their plastic will end up in the ocean. Gold star for New Zealand, Namibia, Oman, the Scandinavians, and the Canadians. But it doesn't matter who produced this marine plastic, because once it's in the ocean, it travels in ocean gears around the world. Inside the gears, the water is stationary, and it's here that plastic accumulates. Over time, garbage patches and the most well-known is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. But there is a garbage patch in each of our ocean basins. What can we do about it? How about your weekly shop? The container your apples come in, or the plastic bags that you put them in. These are single-use plastics. So how do I get out of the shop without using any of the single-use plastic?
Dissolved into seawater. The oceans have been like a giant sponge, absorbing up to 30, even 40% of our extra carbon emissions. But what happens when this extra carbon dioxide dissolves into seawater? Well, the carbon dioxide and water molecules reconfigure, and they make carbonic acid. But many marine creatures use calcium carbonate to make their shells and skeletons. In more acidic oceans, they can't do this. They can't make those shells properly. Now, from blue whales to plankton, the oceanic food web is complex. And although plankton are tiny, they are vital for many of the species higher up on the food chain. If these tiny plants and animals at the base of the food chain can't make their shells, this will have a flow-on effect that will change the very composition of our oceans. Another of the key targets is to fish sustainably. Yet, at least 1/3 of our fish stocks are overfished, and 1/3 to half of vulnerable marine habitats have been lost. What can we do? Well, buying locally caught fish rather than imported fish. This means not only can you find out where your seafood was caught, whether it was caught in a sustainable fashion, it'll also taste better. Where you buy tinned or imported seafood, check the labels for how it was caught. Read the label carefully. If you're buying tuna, see what type of tuna you're about to buy, as some species are endangered. Only buy seafood with labelling that tells you what the species is, where it was caught, and how it's been caught. And a way to do this more easily is to buy seafood that has the Marine Stewardship certification, an MSC tick. The MSC labelling enables all products to have total traceability. This means you can track what you buy from catch to plate, as it is packed and frozen on the boat. This is an easy way to make sure you're eating seafood taken from a sustainable fishery. Achieving Sustainable Development Goal 14 is achievable. We can conserve and sustainably use our oceans, seas, and marine ecosystems. Biodiversity losses in the ocean are less pronounced than those on land, and many marine species are capable of recovery once pressures are reduced or removed. However, achieving this goal will require rebuilding marine life as the life support systems, the populations, the marine habitats, and the ecosystems that deliver the many benefits society receives from our healthy ocean.
We'll stand together to save life below water. Yay!